Hello, welcome to this solving equations containing fractions recap lesson. Let's jump right in. First, we've got a starter task where you need to expand and simplify the brackets below. Okay, so pause the video and have a go at these starter questions. Okay, so to answer these ones, there's a few different methods you could use. We quite like just drawing the lines joining between the two brackets. So if I start on the inside 3 here, I'm going to draw a line 3 to x. I'm going to draw a line to the 3 and the 5. So that gives me 3x plus 15, because we're going to multiply them together. Then we'll do x times x, which would be positive x squared, and do x times 5, which is plus 5x. You then rearrange this. We like the denominations of x with the highest power up front. So we'll have x squared first, collect the normal x's. We've got 3x and 5x is equal to 8x. And then we're left with 15. So this would be your final answer for the first one. Okay, so that's the method you work it out. And this was the answers you should have got for all three of them. Okay, so very well done if you got those right. Let's jump into the main lesson now. So just a very quick recap on how we would add and subtract fractions. So obviously, if we look at these two questions, question 1 and 2, we can't add these fractions straight away because they have different denominators. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to find a denominator. We need to find a denominator that is a lowest common multiple of the two denominators we already have. Okay, so think about it. What is the lowest common multiple of 3 and 4? Sorry. The lowest common multiple is 12. So we want to turn these fractions into something over 12. And then we can add them. Well, what do I have to multiply 3 by to get 12? I have to multiply 3 by 4. That'll get me 12. And remember, whatever you do to the bottom of a fraction, you have to do to the top of the fraction as well. So if I've done 3 times 4, I have to do 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Now what about 3 quarters? What do I have to multiply 4 by to get 12? Well, I have to multiply 4 by 3. Therefore, if I multiply the bottom number by 3, I have to multiply the top number by 3 as well. So 3 times 3 is 9. Now, because these are both over 12, I can now collect these terms. I can collect the fractions. So 8 twelfths plus 9 twelfths is equal to 17 twelfths. Okay? Or if you want to write it as an improper fraction, this is an improper fraction. If you wanted to write it as in another way, you could have it as 1 and 5 over 12. Okay, either way, it's fine. Then we got another example here. So we've got 4/5 and 1/3. Let's add them together. Well, we can't do that just yet because the denominators are different. Sorry, we're going to subtract. Can't do that because the denominators are different. What is the lowest common multiple of 5 and 3? Well, that's going to be 15. So we're going to do something over 15, take away something over 15. How do we get from 5 to 15? Well, we multiply it by 3. Whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So multiply the top number by 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Now what about 1/3? How do I get 3 to 15? Well, I times it by 5. If I times the bottom number by 5, in order to keep the fraction the same, I have to times the top number by 5. Therefore, 1 times 5 is 5. Now I can solve this. 12 over 15, take away 5 over 15. That will give me 7 over 15. Okay? And there we go. That's it. That's just a quick recap on how you add and subtract fractions. You need to make the denominators match using a lowest common multiple. Okay? So let's see how this is going to work in this lesson. So there's going to be two types of questions this lesson. One of them is just going to be to simplify algebraic fractions. Another one will be to solve them. So first of all, let's look at simplifying these algebraic fractions. Okay, so we've got 2x over 3 and we've got 2x over 9. Now I currently can't add these because we're dealing with thirds and ninths. Okay, so I need to find the lowest common multiple of 3 and 9. And that will actually be 9. Because 3 times 3 is 9 and 9 times 1 is 9. So the lowest common multiple here is 9. What do I have to do to 3 to get 9? Well, I have to multiply it by 3. Remember, whatever you do to the bottom fraction, you have to do to the top. So I need to do 2x times 3, which will be 4x. And because 2x over 9 is already over 9, I can just write that as 2x. Now we need to collect these ninths now. So 4x over 9 plus 2x over 9, because the denominator is the same, the answer will just be 6x over 9. And that's my final answer, okay? Let's have a look at the second part now. So we've got 2x over 3, take away 2x over 5. Again, we can't take these away yet because they have different denominators. So let's think, what is the lowest common multiple of 3 and 15? Well, the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5, is 15, same as the first example. What do I have to multiply 3 by to get 15? Well, I have to multiply it by 5. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. Therefore, 2x times 5 will be 10x. Now, what about 2x over 5? What do I have to multiply 5 by to get 15? Well, I have to multiply it by 3. Whatever I times the bottom by, I have to times the top by. So 2x times 3 is going to be 6x. Collect the terms, 10x over 15, take away 6x over 15. Because the denominators are the same, I will end up with 4x over 15. Okay? So let's have a look at the second part of this lesson now. Okay, so now we can simplify algebraic fractions. Now we need to solve algebraic fractions. So here we go. We've got two equations here. Okay, so first of all, we got x plus 2 over 5 plus 2x over 2. And the only difference is now these are going to be equal to 4. Okay, so first things first, we need to look at these fractions. Now we got something over 5 and something over 2. We need to find lowest common multiple of 2 and 5. And that is going to be 10. 10 is the lowest common multiple of 2 and 5. So what do I have to multiply 5 by to get 10? I have to multiply it by 2. I have to do the same to the top. Now remember, when you're multiplying this by 2, you have to imagine the bracket. So it's going to be 2 times x plus 2. So brackets x plus 2 times 2. That is going to give me 2x plus 4. The same way you'd use the lines to join up to the... It'd be like drawing that, actually. But we're drawing like 2x plus 2, right? So we're timesing it by 2. So we end up with 2x plus 4 over 10. What about the second one? How do we get the something over 2 to be something over 10? Well, I have to multiply it by 5. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So 2x times 5 is going to be 10x. Now, what about this 4? We can't just leave this 4 as it is. Hopefully, you should remember that 4, if we want to write 4 as a fraction, it would be 4 over 1. So we want to change this to a fraction to something over 10 as well. So what do I have to multiply 1 by to get 10? I have to multiply by 10. Therefore, I have to do the same to the top as well. So 4 times 10 will be 40. Now, when we have a algebraic equation like this, and all of the letters and numbers are over the same denominator, we can actually just get rid of denominator, like so. Okay, we can divide everything by 10. We can just get rid of that bottom there. Okay, and then what we're left with is 2x plus 4 plus 10x is equal to 40. Then all we have to do now is just collect the x terms and rearrange the equation. So 2x plus 10x is equal to 12x. 12x plus 4 equals 40. I'm going to take away 4 from both sides, so that leaves me with 12x equals 36. I then divide both sides by 12 to get the x on its own. X equals 36 divided by 12, which is equal to 3. So in this case, x is equal to 3. Okay, so that was the first one. It's a lot of steps, but hopefully you should be... No individual step is too difficult. It's just remembering all of them, to do all of them, put them all together, okay? Let's have a look at the second example now. So I've got x over 2 plus x plus 5 over 3 equals 10 over 3. So I need to think of myself again. Now, what is the lowest, not 4, what is the lowest common multiple of 2 and 3? Well, it's going to be 6. 6 is the lowest common multiple of all of these numbers. Okay, so I need to rewrite all these fractions as something over 6. What do I have to multiply 2 by to get 6? I have to multiply it by 3. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So on the top of 6, I'm going to have 3x. This one here, so what do I multiply 3 by to get 6? I have to multiply by 2. Therefore, I have to multiply the top by 2. If you want, you can write the 2 in front of it like a bracket and then expand the bracket like that. So you end up with 2x plus 10. And then again here, I've got 3. I need to change 3 to 6, so I'm going to times it by 2. I have to do the same with the 10, so I end up with 20 over 6. Again, we've got that useful trick. Now everything is over the same denominator of 6. We can get rid of them. So we're left with 3x plus 2x plus 10 is equal to 20. Collect the terms. So we've got 5x plus 10 equals 20. We're going to need to get rid of that 10. So we're going to take away 10 from both sides. 5x equals 10. Then we're going to divide both sides by 5. So x is equal to 10 divided by 5, which is 2. So in this case, x is equal to 2, okay? So it's a lot of steps, but hopefully if you just work through a step by step, none of the maths is particularly complicated. There's just a lot of steps going on, okay? So here comes your main task. Okay, so for the first 3 questions, you just need to simplify the expressions. And then for the next 6 questions, questions 4 to 9, you need to find x for the following equations. Okay, so pause the video and have a go at these questions. Okay, and here are your answers. Very well done if you got those all right. Some of them were particularly tricky. And let's have a look at the checking question now. Okay, so we've been given an equality to solve. X over 2 is less than x over 3 plus 2. Okay, so have a go at solving this inequality. Pause the video and have a go. Best of luck. Okay, so with inequalities, they're quite intimidating, but actually we can imagine that this less than sign is basically an equal sign. We don't really need to change that much with it. We can do all our rearranging around it, okay? So first of all, let's think, what is the lowest common multiple of 2 and 3? We can imagine that 2 is going to be over 1, but 1's a multiple of everything. So everything's a multiple of 1, so that's fine. Well, the lowest common multiple is 6. So I'll tell you what, I won't write equals. I'm going to write this below this. So we want something over 6, less than something over 6, plus something over 6. How do I get this? Well, I have to multiply 2 by 3, and I have to multiply 3 by 2, and I have to multiply 1 by 6, and that's how I can get a denominator of 6. I have to do the same for the top. X times 3 is 3x. X times 2 is 2x, and 2 times 6 equals 12. Now we can use that. You can use that sneaky trick again, because we've got the same denominators. We can get rid of them. Okay. Now I'm just going to rewrite this up here. Give me a bit more space. So I've got 3x is less than 2x plus 12. To rearrange this, I'm going to take away 2x from both sides. That will get rid of the 2x on the right-hand side. So 3x take away 2x is less than 12. 3x take away 2x is x. And that leaves me with x is less than 12. Okay, so very well done if you got that right. Again, these inequalities, there's only very few situations where you have to turn them around. Most of them, you're able to leave it where it is and treat it as an equal sign. Okay, very good work, guys. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next lesson. Bye now.